between a PSC mail processing clerk versus a station. Okay, so this is the difference between a PSC mail processing clerk at a plant. You process mail through machinery. You also can sort mail manually. At the station, I'm sorry, at the plant, they have different schemes. Hey, Crystal. At the plant, they have different schemes, okay? Now, as far as the station goes, you process, I wouldn't say necessarily process mail, but what you do is you deal with the back of the station portion. Hey, CS, so anything that's pertaining to loading with the parcels or mail pieces for the trailers and things like that. Hey, Renegade. So that's the difference. Now, you guys, if you have any questions, be sure to ask me, and I'm here to help. Okay. Hey, how you doing, Christina? You guys, literally, like, I've been sick with COVID. Okay, and it's weird because it seems like my mind is kind of all over the place, and I'm having to try to get readjusted back to doing this. So bear with me if there's any pause or delays in my responses, because right now I just feel like COVID messes with you mentally as well. I really do feel like that. At least for me, it does. But we here. We gonna get it. The Barbie gang is here. Your girl is back. And yes. So how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a really, really good day. CS, why are you gonna buy a tent and sleep outside the gate? That is so funny. Well, guess what? I missed you guys too, Renegade. I really have. I've been working on a lot of different projects as well, you guys, especially with trying to brand myself. When was your last day, CS? And I completely understand because I've been there. I've been there, been getting let go as a seasonal worker. And I'm telling you, I felt like my feelings was hurt December 31st. My feelings was hurt when I got let go as a seasonal employee. I'll never forget it, y'all. They embarrassed us. They walked us out, got to the gate, and they took our badges. Okay, so you're in your 90 days and you have COVID. Now, as far as FMLA goes, you have to be employed for at least a year before you qualify for FMLA. Now, typically, how you apply for FMLA is when you call in, it has an option and it says, is this a FMLA condition? And if so, you can click yes if you're calling out through light blue, or if you're calling in over the phone, just hit option yes, and they'll send a pamphlet out in the mail where you can actually have your doctor fill out the FMLA paperwork. You then submit it back to, I think it's HR Share Services, and you'll get your case number and things like that accordingly. But in the meantime, because you're in your 90 days and you do have COVID, what you can do to cover yourself is just be sure to call in, be sure to have your positive test result, and then be sure to bring in your negative test result. I myself also had them went ahead and wrote me a work excuse. Even though I didn't have to do that, but I just wanted to have more documents. Okay, so as far as getting tour two at the plant, that's kind of rare at my plant. Cause typically tour two is the shift where everybody wants to be on. Cause it is daytime shift and it's based on seniority. Okay. So it's kind of hard. Not saying that it's extremely impossible because different places are different, but at least at my location getting toward two is extremely hard. Even for a new career employee, it's hard to get an assignment on that tour. Thank you, Nubi, and Happy New Year to you as well. For me, yes. I honestly, eventually in life, I am thinking about going ahead and going to a station. But right now, I'm pretty content with just being at the plant. And it's true. If you are not a people person, then I would not recommend you going to the station at all. Okay, because at some point you are gonna have to be window trained. At some point, you will be working behind that counter. So if you don't feel like dealing with people, then baby, okay, stay at that plant, okay? No doubt in that. Stay at the plant. All right, you guys. You know what? See, yes, and I always felt like that myself. And see, there's things that they don't really tell you about the station, and there's a difference. Like, as far as overtime goes and money wise, you make a good money at the plant because you got your shift differentials and you got your overtime, and things like that that helps out. Yeah, Renegade. At the point, you're gonna get a lot of hours, a lot more hours than a person typically would at a station. Especially if it's a small station, you're not getting a lot of hours. And if you are new, you're not getting a lot of hours. When I was a PSC at the plant, I was banking. Yeah, definitely. You get more hours at the plant, hands down. Even as a new career employee, you get more hours at the plant than you would at a station. And that's part of the reason why I like staying at the plant. Cause it is easy ways to get money. And think about it, like December, right? December we had no penalty, okay? Meaning as a clerk, typically there's a cap on your overtime, but in the month of December, Happy New Year, Irma. So the USPS did pay for COVID leave. All right. Um, it was like sometime last year, but I think they went ahead and expunged those funds. So right now, the only way you can get paid for being off on COVID is if you have sick leave or annual leave saved up. Yeah, that's true. If it's not a lot of PSCs and you have a little bit more leeway in seniority, then yeah, you could get more hours at the station. But it just really depends on the size and also the workload, the volume. What would I do if my supervisor did not like me in my 90-day probationary period? Well, I went through this, okay? And I felt like I had a supervisor that was just the devil, okay? And didn't like nobody. But what I did was this: I never let her intimidate me because I knew for a fact that I was a good worker. I showed up to work every day. I did my job. And guess what? Eventually, she had no choice but to respect me as a person because I was a good worker. And she even admitted to herself, she said, I'm not worried about you, Creole, because I know you come and you do your job. You're not going to mess over this mail. And so I just had to prove myself that I was a good worker and I was a valuable asset to the post office. And when I see her, she wave and I wave and I just keep doing me. Yeah, they do work. They do work. They will work the crap out you now. Okay. Okay, as far as the COVID pay, if JH said it, then that's my goatee. I'm not just playing, y'all. If JH said they extended it. As far as when I read the thing, the liberal leave for COVID, and also for the schedule changes, I didn't see anything about paying there. I saw that they extended it until February 22nd for not having your attendance counted against you. But as far as the pay portion goes, that's something that hasn't been brought to my attention yet. However, if JH says it, because we all know JH is the man, okay? He is the GOAT. If he says it, then it's GOAT. No, that's not true. They will hire more people. It just all depends on the location. And I know a lot of people told me that they were PSC 360s and they got let go with the seasonal workers. And you guys, that's something that never happened. Okay, it never happened. And that was something that was new to me. And I was just like, wow, really? That actually happened? And my heart went out to everybody because I know how that feels. However, those people that did work seasonal and then there were PSCs will be brought back. They also will bring on new applicants as well that hadn't had a chance to actually come in and work. This is why I tell everybody to take advantage of any opportunity you have. By getting your foot in the door, that allows you to come back. Now, granted, a lot of these people probably will come back before they start pulling outside applicants, but that's fine. Everybody will have the opportunity to come in and work. Honestly, Renegade, okay, I feel like this. I made a good decision by becoming a PSC meal processing clerk at the plant. I don't feel like me being a meal handler assistant was for me because I saw both of the jobs. For one, I look at the pay aspect. Even though when you think about it, MHAs will make good money, but they have to work overtime to compensate. A lot of times they're calling 12 hours on these MHAs. Mandatory, no exceptions. Now, if I've been busting my butt all day, pulling heavy equipment because you're just starting off. So you're pulling this heavy equipment throughout the facility, right? You breaking down these heavy mailboxes out throughout the facility, and then they call 12 hours, and there's no exceptions, and they do it every single day. That gets draining. Versus as a clerk, they may call what 11 and a half hours, 2 hours. Yeah, it's mandatory. Sometimes it's not. But as far as like the workload on your body, I just felt like being a clerk was less, more, it was less demanding physically on my body than an MHA. You're welcome, Amber. So, Crystal, I think what you should honestly do is try to call like the HR share service number and see exactly where your application status is because they have an option if you're a USPS employee or if you're an applicant. And I would definitely kind of dig into it just to see why specifically your application is at a standstill. But then you in Texas too, and Texas is very competitive out here. Very, very competitive. Like a lot of people apply there in Texas and they're telling me that it takes them forever to get in. Well, that's I'm sorry to hear that, Irma. I hope you feel better. I have COVID myself. I've been out now for a week, so we're gonna see about the whole COVID pay. We're gonna see because I've been on myself, and if I'm getting paid for COVID, then I need to know. But I got my paycheck, and I ain't get paid for COVID, so we're gonna see. Okay, so when does the post office hire at the plant outside of the holiday season? Typically, The post office hires all year round. There is no certain portions of the year they hire. When they're hiring massive loads for seasonal workers during the holiday because they expect the mail volume to be at a certain percentage. But as far as throughout the entire year, yes, I feel like the best time to apply for the post office is from spring to summer because you know for a fact you're going to be at 360. When I applied in September, I thought I was going to be a 360 and I ended up being a seasonal employee. Well, by that time, they already reached probably their cap on hiring PSC 360s. So this is why I say from spring to summer is kind of a good time to apply because you're out the way. All the people that's been brought back from being a seasonal worker are already back now because it's spring, right? Think about it. And then you don't have to worry about getting getting exited out quickly because of the holiday season or the help that's coming around the corner. Like you want to get between spring and summer. You want to keep between that block. So you're not stressed out trying to see if they're going to keep me or I'm going to let me go and things like that. You're welcome, Irma. Thank you. And I hope you feel better too. Yeah, Renegade. If you are bad with dealing with people, then you need to keep your butt at the plant, okay? Keep at the plant because we don't need you getting upset and going off on them people. Okay, Crystal, after this live, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to email me at mikaisbomb88@gmail.com. From there, I want you to send me your phone number and we're going to chop it up. We're going to actually talk. We're going to dig down deep, investigate. I'm going to call some lines and we're going to see what is actually going on because it's been a minute. It's really, really been a minute. And I really need to see exactly what the issue could have been with your application. So we're gonna actually go more in depth with you when I get off the live, okay? I don't know why they keep the MHA before the PSCCS. I really don't know. Because I always thought like it was equal. No, no, I don't think the machines at Amazon are eliminating clerk jobs at all. There's definitely a difference from the machines at Amazon versus the processing machinery equipment that we use at the post office. Christina, we're gonna touch an agreement because you know what? I hope you get your position as well. And that's one thing I learned is to always get something that you see yourself doing and that you enjoy doing. Do I like working at the post office? I really do. I really do. To me, it's easy. After you start to get the hang of the job and know your job and do your job well, it's just like another day at the office. As far as the physical standpoint and all that, after a while, you get adjusted to it. Okay? You really do. And as long as you're working with a good person and good partners and nobody lazy, you got it. That's the only thing. That's the only downfall about being a clerk is that you have to work in partners. If I didn't have to work in partners and work by myself, then I would enjoy it more. But as long as I have a good partner, then I'm not really stressing too much about it. Hey, crazy, how you doing? Okay, Crystal, it's Mika is bomb. MekaIsBomb88 at gmail.com. You're welcome, Renegade. Thank you for joining and tapping in. Y'all, I'm telling y'all my mind. Oh my God. I never thought that COVID messes you up mentally. But I've been kind of disoriented, y'all. Really. I like my position a lot as a mail processing clerk. I just feel like it's really easy. Like, I come in, I have my own machine, I process my route. Once my route is finished, I then move on toward one's route to help them out. And a lot of times, before they get to work, I'm dang near done with their route. Like, literally. It's repetitious, but at the same time, it's like different routes have different workloads, different number counts. So even though you're doing the same exact thing, you may have a small route one day or a big route the next day. And really, like, the job itself is easy. I get tired of being and the good thing about being a clerk at a plant is they have different schemes. So if I get tired of working in automation, I can go work in flat sorter where I'm dealing with parcels or magazines and things like that. If I get tired of that, I could go work for the universal bundle sorter where I'm scanning parcels or sacking parcels. So there's different things clerks can do at a plant. It's not limited. They have a lot of different things you can do. And that's one thing I enjoy. If I get tired of being at the plant altogether, all I have to do is just fill out a bid form and bid for the station, and boom, I'm there. So it's always something different you could do if that's what you choose to do. And that's what I enjoy about the clerk crap is the diversity of it. Well, that's awesome, Irma. I'm happy you actually enjoy it. I really am. And you never know. Maybe one day you might end up going, switching over and things like that. That's completely fine because, like I said, I might not be at the plant for too much longer, but I want to have make sure it's right when I go to the station because see, the station don't play about that attendance stuff because it's already limited on the staff there, so you have to be sure to have good attendance. You just can't come to work sometimes and don't come to work. That's one thing to keep in mind as well. And I tell a lot of people, like, every supervisor don't play the same games that they would. You know what? Now, some clerks at the station tells me this. You don't have to serve them. If they are so rude, you can actually deny them service. So there's certain guidelines and certain limitations. But there's things that you do have to know because they do have postal inspectors that will come in to make sure that you are doing your job accurately and efficient. So, there's certain verbatims that you have to disclose with your customers. You have to ask them, is this package contains any hazardous materials and things like that. I don't know it, verbatimly, but along those lines, you do have to be sure to go through the procedures and things like that, how they taught you guys in training. So it's just a lot more to it on the clerk standpoint side when working behind the counter. And right now, I just don't really see myself wanting to deal with it. And that's one reason why I just don't go to the station. I just want to come to work, know my route, and get up out of there and get the overtime that I want to get. Now, once I start to almost reach maximum pay as a clerk, then yeah. But right now, no. Because I just got my step increase too, and I can't talk about it. I was going to tell y'all how much it was, but I gotta wait. I gotta wait because I have a video on me getting my first step increase, y'all. Okay? At the USPS. And it was actually pretty good. Yeah, Renegade, there is hope for you. So how Are people able to become that person that is capturing new incoming employees, fingerprints, or operations specialists, or HR in the city? Well, okay, I know they have those postings added in e-career. So if you wanted to be like in the corporate side, then you actually have to go back to e-career and apply for it. But I know like some of those positions, I believe you have to have like a bachelor's or higher in HR specialist or business administration and things like that. And then you can also even work in like career development as well. And one thing about the post office is that even if you don't have your degree that you want yet, you can still go to school. You can still actually go through the job development program training classes that they have and things like that to obtain these certifications to become qualified for these positions, which I'm actually will go in a little bit more depth detail on how that works as well. You're going to get in, Crystal. You are going to get in, okay? Yeah, I agree, Irma. You do have to have a lot of patience with customers. So if you're an impatient person, if you get agitated quickly, or like for me, sometimes it's hard for me to it's hard for me to concentrate for too long before I'm ready to just be done with it. So, things like that, then yeah, you don't want to, no, you don't want to deal with it. Yeah, do they really? So why do they have clerks coming in at midnight at the station? That's something new. I've never heard that before. I always thought like the station hours was from 4 a.m. to noon for clerks when they come in. So what's their reason behind this, Renegade? I'm curious to know. So CS, how do you like being a PSC at the plant? And why do you like being a PSC at the plant? Yeah, definitely, Nubian, definitely. They have a lot of good opportunities, okay? And that's something that I always told myself I wanted to let you guys know about the career development programs and things like that, because they actually have ways for you guys to become successful in being in management, whether you want to be a plant management or a 204B. They have ways for you to incorporate those skills and give you those connections and things like that. And also, you can always apply on e-career. Just apply and you never know what it may lead you to. You might end up getting the job. You never know. Because they rather hire somebody internally before they start hiring outside. And that's one thing people don't realize. I've seen 204Bs become MDOs. And some of them should have never became MDOs. But hey, to each his own. Yeah, Renegade, it does give you a chance to have a job with a living wage. And honestly, I feel like that's probably one of my best marks I ever moved in my life was to become a postal worker for the post office because I feel like you can survive. You're not living paycheck to paycheck. And y'all, I still work two jobs. And I don't know why I work two jobs. And I think it's because now my mind and my body is conditioned into doing it. Because for so long as a PSC, I wanted to make sure that this was going to be something that I would keep long term. So financially, I was looking more towards the future, and now I'm just doing it because I guess you can call it being greedy. I mean, as bad as it sounds, I guess they just call it being greedy, right? Because there's no reason why I'm still working two jobs. Like literally, you can survive off the money the post office give you. If you can't, something wrong. That means you ain't doing something right. You so funny, Crystal. Not winning the lottery. my goodness, Crystal. I mean, it does feel good to know. Like, for instance, I don't know if y'all know this or not that we do have a contractual raise coming up. It may reflect on this paycheck or our next paycheck coming up. I believe our next paycheck is when it reflects. But we have a contractual raise, right? Where the union and management decided what's going to be the new salary for clerks, right? They finally signed off on it. But the good thing about that is, however long it takes them to come into agreement with that, about how much you're going to make, you get something called a retroactive pay. That is back pay. So all that time they was bickering and fighting about, let's give them 10 cents more. No, let's give them $1 more. Let's give them $5 more, right? All this time it took them to actually give you your raise, you get the raise plus all the back pay. Now that's what I like. That's what I like. And like I said, we're actually getting that. And it should reflect sometime, I want to say, hopefully our next paycheck. And some of the MHAs told me they're waiting to see 20K from it. Thank you, Nubian. I really appreciate that. You can become a supervisor as a PSC 360, okay? All you have to do is just fill out a form. And the form basically specifies that you would like to be a push up as a 204B. That's the position as a supervisor. And you'll be trained to do everything that a 204B does. They want to see how aggressive you are, so you can't be a pushover. And honestly, I tell everybody, never lose sight of yourself. You could be thorough but respectful at the same time. But don't lose respect for your peers when becoming a supervisor at the post office, y'all. Because there's ways you can do things and still get your point across and still have the respect of your peers without being a butthole to them. And that's just point blank and period. Yeah, because when I was a PSC 360, I made $17.09 when I first started. And I see PSC's making like 18.69 now. Yes, PSC employees are getting contractual raises too. Even a career employee that's maxed out, they live for them contractual raises because they have no more step increases. Like once they hit the last level they can hit at the post office, they're like, give me, give me, give me. Well, you can give me anything extra because they don't get anything extra. They already maxed out to the highest pay they're gonna ever make working there. Yeah, I always worked like 60 hours plus at the station. I mean, at the plant, even on the slow periods, because my supervisor, my MDO, always call overtime because she feels like we need the money. And she told me one day I would thank her for all the overtime she gives me because I can pay my car off by next year. That's what she claims. That she is signing our paycheck and helping us get money by giving us all the overtime she could give us. And that's what I was thinking too, Irma. Yeah, just about 50 cents more. Which anything helps, you know? Like, for me, anything counts. The closer I can make to, like right now, I'm at, I can't tell y'all right now. Y'all gonna have to look at my next video, okay? On how much I actually make right now. A mandate because of what? For a mask? I haven't heard about that, Renegade. Yeah, DeJoy, he's still our Postmaster General. I do like the work. I'm not sure, Renegade. I'm not sure. I know it's running rapid in the post office right now. And I know they want everybody to wear masks whether you are vaccinated or not. And that's true, Nubian. You want to live good and you want to live debt free. And honestly, y'all, I tell everybody take advantage of anything you can take advantage of when working for the post office. Thank you, Jay Harrison. I really appreciate you guys. Y'all are so sweet. And honestly, I felt me and my supervisor, we used to didn't see eye to eye and we used to bump heads, y'all. But honestly, after a while, it's just like you start to see people for what they are and you understand the purpose of what they're trying to do. Like, she hadn't been working there for 35 years for nothing. And it took me to stop being hard headed and to see her way and to see what she was trying to do. And like she was telling a lot of us, even myself, she said, Creole, I'm not going to be in this position forever. And she said, y'all were under me from day one. Like, y'all saw my growth. Y'all saw me when I was just a 204B. And she said, I want y'all to do the same thing that I'm doing and implement, and impact someone else. And I always said, like, I understand now. Like, I received that. And, when people see potential in you, they can sometimes be hard on you because they want you to become something and just not sleep on, the gift God gave you. So, with that being said, I just don't take things literal anymore. Oh, no. As far as that, no, it's not mandatory to get that yet. No, it's not. And they don't even have it to where you have to like test every day if you're not that. Now, they encouraged it in the beginning where they had sites set up when we came to work, we could actually get vaccinated. But as far as pushing it off on people, no. And I do believe the first time they said that they was actually going to exclude them, the post office, from actually making it mandated. But now things are changing. So I don't know, if they're up to date with it or how they're going to go about doing it. But as far as I know right now, no. Because there's a lot of people that aren't. And a lot of people at my location passed away too because of it. So that's why I tell people if you are sick, just don't come to work. Literally, don't come to work, y'all. It's not worth it. Because you may get somebody sick and you may not see them no more. And that's a hurtful feeling to see people that you see every day and then you walk in. I'm thinking I'm signing a retirement poster and I'm signing a RIP poster. That's terrible. And that's true, Nubian. We do need a lot of good leaders and someone who's willing to teach and actually show us tough love. They praise us when we right, and they will address us when we're wrong. And that's what society needs nowadays, you guys. At the end of the day, that's what counts. That's what we need. Thank you, CS. I feel like she's a good supervisor too. Thank you, Crystal. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't work 6 days a week at the plant. It just depends on how I feel, really. I signed up for 10 hours. I did not sign up for a 6 day. If they call a 6 day on my day off, if I feel like working, I will come. If I don't, then guess what I would do? I would not come. Point Like, period. But that's just my mindset now, y'all. Like, that's just how I operate now. You're welcome, Crystal. You are so welcome. And you guys, I want to first apologize to you guys because I wasn't posting as frequently and I was taking me a long time to respond back to you guys' comments. Hold on, let me read this. Oh, really, CS? Well, how are you feeling now? You guys, I want y'all to always just stay encouraged. Always stay encouraged. Always know that life is where you take it. You control your own destiny in life. Thank you, Irma. 90 days, Renegade. 90 days. Kiss their ass for 90 days. Come to work on time. Do your job for 90 days. Once you make it past that 90 days, it's hard to get fired at the post office. Yeah. Amber, you're so funny. Oh, goodness. And you guys also, I'm actually on Bigo. I'm on Bigo a lot too now. Where I'm real active with my followers on Bigo. And one thing I do, y'all, I brag about y'all everywhere I go. Believe it or not, I brag about y'all a lot. And I was telling some of the other hosts on Bigo, I was like, well, I have YouTube as well. And they were like, really? I was like, I have a Barbie gang. Trust me, okay? And my Barbie gang shows out. So if this Barbie gang on Bigo can't be 10 times harder than my Barbie gang on YouTube, guess what? Y'all can't compete with my YouTube Barbie gang. Yes, there is. As a mail processing clerk, you must process 30,000 pieces of mail when running second pass, that's the scheme in automation. First pass is 24,000 pieces of mail. So they want to make sure that machine is constantly moving. So a person that's feeding the mail at the top, you're the feeder, right? What you make sure is that ledger is always full of mail. Okay? And then if you have to tell your partner to be sure to sweep the bins that's in the pockets to eliminate jams, have them do that. No, you're fine, Renegade. Now, if you don't meet them, honestly, there's if you don't meet those quotas, there's not too much they actually do, even though they tell you that they will write you up for it and things like that. Typically, I feel like they don't have a handle on it because of the union. See, the union makes things kind of icky. So, where the management may have a rule, and then when the union comes in, the union may say, well, hey, guess what? You tell them that they have to run this amount of mail volume. However, all they have to do is just run mail in order to obtain their job at the post office still. You see what I'm saying? So you got management telling you one thing, but then you got union that is basically counteracting with the rules that management makes. So rules that used to be effective is pretty much no longer effective because they know here come the union. It's gonna counter react to everything they're saying. Um, I really do manage my time very, very thoroughly. I allow myself to have as many hours for one thing to another, as well as vlog on YouTube and then host on Bigo. Typically, my days off is where I do a lot of my vloggings and also my hosting. Hey, Greg. Hi. You feel free. Aww. Now, as far as like if I want to do detailed vlogging and additional vlogging, I may vlog before I go to work, or after I go to work, or before I go to my part-time job. You know what? I love the plant too. So yes, it just that plant life, baby. I can't. I know. I know nothing else but that plant life. That's good. Definitely, definitely, and that's what I like. I like everyone's interactions. So when did you apply, Greg? When did you apply for the position? So being on the pre hire list is just a good thing by itself, okay? It's just a good thing by itself because at least you know you're on the pre hire list, you guys. Now, when all of your paperwork checked back, your fingerprints, your background checks, and things like that, and when they start having openings and they're ready for these people to come fill these positions, that's when you start to see yourself move in to different statuses. As a PSC mail processing clerk, I just stay on a machine. I stay in automation. Now, the downfall about being a PSC is this. If you typically work in automation and they need someone to work in flat sorters, you have to then go to flat sorter. So see, a PSC don't have a typical design area they go to every day. Even though they do, they don't. Because wherever they need you at, they can always pull you off and send you to where you have to go before they send a regular. Because, see, a regular has an assignment. They're locked into that spot. That's what they bid it on. But as a PSC, if they tell you, hey, I need you in FSM today, there's no, I'm not going. You have to go. Even though you make all the automations every single day, besides that one day, that's where you have to go. Really nothing. That means that they're just still waiting to hear some things back from management as far as getting the position ready, how many people they may need, making sure everything checks back out. They offered you the job and put you back on the pre-hire list. And you're going to come back, Greg. Everybody who was let go at the post office for a seasonal position or PSC position, let me tell y'all something. I'm a living witness about getting brought back, okay? And look where I'm at now. I'm a career employee. You see what I'm saying? So I know exactly how y'all feel. So do not be discouraged. Do not let it get you down. And definitely don't beat yourself up over it. Because I tell everybody this. You put your foot in the door. And when you get your foot in the door, sometimes you have to start and make a way out of no way. Or ways you didn't think that you would have to go through and make those ways. You see what I'm saying? It's not so much of a chance thing. Like they give you 90 days literally to understand the job and how the job works. Now, each month they'll give you a 30-day, a 60-day, and a 90-day evaluation. Now, if you're just terrible and ain't comprehending whatsoever, I've seen people get let go. But it took them 90 days. Like right now, there's a guy I know right now that's facing termination because for some reason he's telling them he can't process mail because his hand's too small. Now, what person in their right mind would tell somebody their hands are too small? You don't do stuff like that, right? No. If they tell you to do something, you're gonna say, yes, I will do it. Not, oh, I can't do it because my hand's too small. No, when they called me back, I came back as a PSC 360. A year later is when I became career. Right, right. Yes, girl. Hands too small. Crazy. And they are. Laying time. They gonna call you back. Trust me. Y'all, I've been there. I swear, y'all. I've been there. I know how I feel to get that lack of work paper. And they walk you out and they take your badge and everybody looking like, oh, it's her last day. Oh, thank God, it's her last day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been there. No, the machines aren't difficult to learn. It's the scheme. That's what becomes complicated. The scheme is basically procedures on how you process mail and the order and how it works and things like that. Yeah, and you're right, Greg. The communication is, to me, kind of sickening at the post office. It really is. They need to communicate better. They need to find effective ways to actually reach out to each and every individual applicant when they're applying, letting them know their status, letting them know what they're looking for as far as background checks goes, letting them know how far they're coming along with the whole hiring process, because that is what causes a lot of stress for most people. Then they give up. They go find something else, and when you're ready to bring them, now they don't want to come because hell, they waited decades just to even get in the door. Who gonna sit and wait decades? You know what I'm saying? Like for me, it was easier because I had a job already and I was already doing something. So I tell everybody, don't give up your job until they give you the orientation start date. I don't care what nobody else tell you. Don't give it up until you get that orientation start date, okay? Because it's hard to sit and wait for something and it takes forever and it's still not coming through and you have to have bills getting paid, you have deadlines that need to be met. So just think of those things along those lines, you guys, okay? Y'all are so funny. Y'all going in on about them hands. So, Renegade, there's not a particular time on when they'll let a person go for messing up on things. As long as you are trying, that's what keeps people around, okay? If you don't know something, ask. When you are in training and they're showing you how to do it, and you have a good clerk that's training you, try to incorporate those same work methods that the good clerk is showing you. And it's okay to stop and say, hey, I don't understand this. And that's one thing I enjoy about training people is because I know for a fact there's everybody learns differently. And I'm not gonna hold anything over nobody's head or judge them. And when my supervisor will come and say how they doing, I say, well, they liking this. So allow me a chance to work with them specifically on this. And sometimes that's all it takes. I did come career fast. Yes, yes, I did. And y'all are too. I came back to the same location that I left when I was seasonal. No, actually, I didn't. I was in automation, but we had units, right? So when I was a seasonal employee, I had the cool supervisor, right? But then when I came back on the 360, guess who wanted me, y'all? The devil supervisor. So I was pissed. I had to go to the devil side. I was like, oh Lord, why she picked me? Yes, girl. You are 360. Congratulations. Congratulations. And that's the stuff I'm telling y'all. Okay? Y'all hear that? That's hope. So anybody who get let go, you're going to come back. Okay? Chiquita just experienced it. I experienced it myself. You're going to get brought back. You're welcome. Okay, Renegade. So I did push up to be a supervisor, okay, a tour for a B, and that was for FSM. However, I decided that I don't want to do the supervisor thing right now because I'm still trying to figure out which tour I want to be on. Now, once I figure out which tour I want to be on, then I'll probably try to apply to be a tour for a B. But right now, I'm just trying to figure out where I'm comfortable with my shifts. You guys are so sweet. See, I like the interaction. This is why I like the Barbie game. Because y'all get props when props is due. You see how positive energy project? Because I can't even talk, y'all. I can't even talk. Yes, congratulations, y'all. Congratulations to my girl, Chiquita, okay? Because we know how it feels, but we know. And for you to be back, that's awesome. It really is. But y'all, I love y'all, okay? We're gonna do this again because I see that y'all really like interacting with me. And honestly, it's more good to like get a more personal vibe with you guys. So right now, I do have to go, okay? Because I do have to do a live stream on Bigo. I'm a Bigo host under Creole Barbie. So if y'all want to see my lives on Bigo, be sure to download the app and check your girl out. It's Creole Barbie. In the meantime, you guys, I have to go. I love you guys. I have a video coming on later on tonight, okay? So be sure to tap in with that. It's about how much did I make at the USPS for my first step increase, right? Because I just recently got a step increase, okay, you guys? And I really want you guys to know and see how step increase works when you become a career clerk at the USPS. So I'll be back. I will be back. I promise. I will be back and I will do another live stream for you guys, okay? Because your girl is ain't got nothing to do. Hell, we on quarantine right now. Y'all welcome. Y'all are so welcome. I'm sitting around here with COVID, and so we got to quarantine together. That's what I'm talking about. See, get them coins. See what I'm saying? That's what I love about y'all. That's what I love about y'all. You guys are so welcome. I love you guys. Y'all be safe. Y'all have a blessed and prosperous day. And be sure to check out my community wall and when I post for my next live, okay, you guys? Because the hiring listening orientation day is coming up. Does the hiring? Yeah. Yes, Crystal. You're so welcome. I love you guys so much. Alright, y'all. I'm out. Y'all be good. And y'all tell JH when y'all see him next time I'm on live, he better come support his little sister. I'm not playing with him, okay? In the meantime, y'all, I'm out.